one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome to the April 13th, 2026 Heritage Lake Board of Directors meeting, and this is also Ken's last meeting.
It is.
So we wipe our tears. Thanks, Ken. More coming for that later. All right, so first on our agenda, we have Clear Creek Conservancy. If I don't see Dwayne.
Not much going on in Clear Creek. We did have a raise over, I saw that on your property tax bill. That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there,
Sure.
when's your next board meeting? Thursday. Thursday at 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Floyd Township Fire Department.
Jeff Brooks, Floyd Township Fire Department had 29 runs for the month of March. And I want to remind everybody that it is stormy weather season, and just listen for the tornado sirens. They're supposed to be sounded every Friday, first Friday of every month. And if that weather's non-conducive to that, they'll do it the second. So just listen for the sirens, and they are designed to be heard outdoors. If you can't hear it in the house, that's not necessarily a problem. You should be able to hear them outdoors. And last test, they all work. Yes, sir.
Are they supposed to go off on severe thunderstorms or just tornado?
That's dispatch's call, not mine.
All right, thank you. Then no neighborhood watch report, so on to HLCS. Jenny Lewis.
Jenny Lewis, back with JB. Got the website updated, cleaned it up a little bit, reorganized some things, so if you see anything that's missing or that you want back on, just let me know, because nothing was deleted, it was just moved around or turned off. Dawn got the first newsletter out for her on board, and she did a really good job with that. She brings a lot of energy and enthusiasm to the team, so I'm really proud of her. She also brought Bob Klug on for distribution and delivery of the newsletter to boxes, so we're excited to have him on board as well. We are still looking for a treasurer, so if anybody's interested, please let me know. I'd be happy to call you CEO if that's what you prefer.
Thank you. And Helnat with Donna.
I'm bad.
Hi, Donna.
First, I want to thank everybody for their participation and contributions to the Easter egg hunt. It was fabulous. Of course, I say that about everything, but it really was. We had a lot of kids out there, grandparents, friends, family. It was just an absolutely amazing day, and I particularly want to thank those that helped fill the Easter eggs. Mike was there, and the campgrounds for their amazing donation of thousands of pieces of candy. So it was really a community effort, and like I said, the day was great. We had an extra prize giveaway for those that found the special eggs, and so it was really a neat day. And I want to thank Rick Stevens for coming out as usual. He's been my egg layer for many years. He hasn't disappointed. One year he couldn't make it, and he had 2 replacements out there for me. So thank you, Rick. And he got there right bright and early at 9 a.m. to start laying the eggs. The other was we lost our Easter bunny that led for this year because she outgrew the outfit. So Bob Hooten stepped up. And so I want to thank Bob for being the Easter bunny. He was really good. And he did a marvelous job, and the kids just lined up like crazy to have pictures taken with him. So that was wonderful. The next event that we have coming up is the Wine Fest, and it's set for Saturday, April 25th. And sorry to the highlights, I sent a flyer in with the date Saturday, April 28th, which is not correct. The Easter egg hunt was March 28th, and I was using the same format when I was doing both flyers. Note to myself, I don't multitask as well as when I was younger, so anyway, thanks for the highlights for helping us get the word around. We do, as you know, that the Wine Fest sells out quickly. We do have a capacity of about 75 people because it's in the activity center, and we only have 4 spots left as of today. So if you're interested in attending, please call Valeria Baylor. The garage sale then is after that, and we're not going to let any grass grow under our feet. This has been a busy time of the season for Hellneck. The garage sale, the drop-off dates are April 27th to April 29th downstairs. We will have somebody there every hour of the day during business hours to accept the items coming in, and then we will price them ourselves downstairs. So you don't have to worry about that. If you have large items to donate, please call Raquel Lorian ahead of time if you want to drop it. Make sure that we approve of the drop-off. We don't want televisions or large pieces of furniture. Tom Novak is a blessing to our group, and he always takes what's left over to the charities of our choice and his choice. And we want to make sure that he can do that safely by himself. And if anybody wants to help him, please call Tom, because he deserves it. He also goes over and takes homemakers garage sales items left over. So Tom's been a real blessing to this community. The actual sale is April 30th to May 2nd. We also will have food service downstairs with coney dogs, pulled pork, homemade pulled pork, and all sorts of delicious pies and cakes and whatever. So that will be open every day. We'll have some breakfast items as well. I think they're planning on donuts or coffee cake or something to sell in the morning. And that's from April 30th to May 2nd. And then our next function for Hellneck is not until August, and we've got the boat poker run coming in. So Ken, now that you're going to be retired, if you'd like to host a dock, we'll find one for you to use. He sees me coming, he runs. Betty, don't laugh, you're second in line for the job. If we get desperate, we go to the office.
I introduced you to Jacob.
And Jacob, I was gonna say, I've already introduced myself to Jacob, so he knows to run. So, okay, so we're all set. But if anybody has any interest in joining Hellneck, please let me know. We meet the first Wednesday of every month. I say we meet, we're supposed to meet in the conference room, but sometimes we do a call-in, just because everybody is working and everybody is so busy. So call me ahead of time or call one of the members to make sure that we're doing it. If we're not doing it live, then we'll be online and we can send you the link. I also want to thank our representative, Yvonne. She's been signing into our somewhat lengthy meetings once a month, and it's been wonderful to have her on board with that and listening in and understanding what we're going through sometimes, trying to get the approval of all of our members at one time. So we're a chatty little group online as well. So thank you, Yvonne. We really appreciate your input. And again, thanks to Rick for all of his help. And we're glad to see you up and around and back here. And we love you. Thank you. Take care of yourself.
Good to see you in one piece.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, now on to the security report.
Tom Sutherland, Chief Deputy, Putnam County Sheriff's Office. Our deputies were up here 45 times throughout the month of March. They did 4 traffic stops. Some of the highlights, 6 times they were up here doing extra patrol, Signal 30. I think 2 of our deputies were up here as I was coming up here for tonight's meeting, and I think they ended up working an accident somewhere around the lake. We had 5 suspicious person calls, and then it goes down to lockouts, people locking their keys in their cars, and we were up here 4 different times on some simple process issues. So, any questions for me?
No. Thank you, Tom.
And with your permission, I'm going to leave, if that's okay.
Permission granted, even though you don't need it.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, now we have the presentation of agenda. If I have a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Carolyn?
Aye. Aye.
All right, so that is accepted. Now on to presentation of minutes. First, we have the March 9th board meeting.
Motion to accept.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that is accepted. On to the March 30th operations meeting.
Motion to accept.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right,
Aye.
thank you. Now we are on to the treasurer's report with AJ,
Me.
who's early today.
I beat Nina.
We raced from the parking lot.
That's right. We did. We both saw each other pulling. We jogged in here.
Not pretty.
All right, treasurer's report for the month of March. Total income for the month is $150,912. Total expenses for the month are $206,462. The reason why that is so high is because we wrote a $100,000 check to Aquatic Controls for our discount for all of our weed processing, weed mitigation in the lake, treatment in the lake. We get a pretty sizable discount by paying it all at once versus paying it in payments. So we're technically at a net loss of $55,555 for the month of March, which is typical for us doing that every year. Year-to-date total revenue, $407,891. Total expenses for the year, $410,804. Short-term cash we have for the month is short-term cash we have in checking, savings, stuff like that, $476,255. Total investments of $9,337. So we have a total all in is $476,591.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
Appreciate that. Now on to board committee reports. First, we have A&E committee with Linda.
Month of March, we had 5 houses, 2 detached garage, 4 non-waterfront fences, 2 gazebos, 2 garages, 1 non-waterfront fence that was denied due to being a privacy fence, and then we had a dock and a boat lift that was denied. The drawings weren't to scale and the dimensions were missing.
Thank you. Anything else?
That's it for A&E.
And then we have campground.
Campground is open and full.
Nice.
Full. You have a full
Yay,
house.
beginning
Yeah,
of the
it's very nice.
season.
What's the response that you got from the bathhouse restaurant?
Oh, they love them. Yeah,
Good.
all good responses.
Well, here's
They're
to-
very nice.
Here's to a good year at the campground. And cleanup committee, Nina?
We had our meeting this past Wednesday at 7 p.m. and just making our future plans for the year. Do want to thank Doug and Deb McConnell. They purchased new signs for the clean sweep, and those will be very useful. And that is all I have.
And on to government.
No report for government or long-term plan.
Lake with Mike.
All right, so current budget for our lake committee is about $40,324.92. We spent $4,698 and change to Distinct Images Holiday Bazaar. We also spent $6,270 toward the sand and the bumpers for the lake. So far, we've given $10,000 to POA for the security boat assistance. The first clean water test I heard was going to be June or July. I don't know if that's part of my talk, but I guess that is, I think. Feast and Ski, there will be a band, and we will have the Remax balloon going up and down. And then we still need donors for Feast and Ski, either financial or otherwise. I think that's all I got.
Great. So we move on to siltation.
Siltation. Basically, the work, Shannon's getting work done. He's done the east fork. He's been working on the north end. We basically about $60,000 worth of work this year going into siltation. So that's it.
Thank you. That is the end of the committee report. So on to Ken's manager's report.
All right.
His very last manager's
Very
report.
last one, so I kept it short. We budgeted some money to replace a section of the boardwalk at the marina this year, and right now you've got a temporary couple sheets of plywood over a really bad spot. So the 1st of May, we're going to be diving into replacing that dock. Just to let everybody know that we are going to we're going to start at one end and just do small sections at a time, so it will limit the inconvenience for some people. So just be careful around the construction area. We'll have some cones and tape up, but just don't enter the area. The next one would be Psalm's the financial numbers. Met with Psalm today and had a good meeting with him. March was a great month for us. We collected $7,718 for that month, compared to last year was $6,466 for the same time of March, and that's a $1,252 increase in just 1 month. Through the year, the total collected was $13,020, and that is also $1,554 over the same 3 months from last year. I feel pretty confident from what we collected last year that this is going to be our first year that we'll hit $100,000 worth of revenue back from Psalms this year. Would also like to remind everybody that April 25th, we always open March and April on Saturday hours. April 25th is the last Saturday of the month, and that will be the last time we'll be open on Saturday until noon. And finally, like she said, this is my last board meeting. The only thing I want to do is I just want to go out by saying that it's really been an honor working with all you board members. I've recently, just today, I counted, I've worked with 32 board members in my 12 years. And I'd also like to thank them as well. So thank you to the 9 board members that hired me in 2014. It's truly been an honor working for all Levians. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ken. And before you go, we have a gift from the board that I'd like to present to you, and I'll read it. It says, "Your leadership and dedication to the community of Heritage Lake have an immense impact. Your friends and family here recognize and appreciate the great lengths you've gone to in order to make this the best place to live in Indiana. We all hope that your retirement years are filled with fun, laughter, and love." So this is from the board. If you want to take that
That's cool.
And then, just to remind everyone, Ken's retirement party is May 9th from 4 to 8 p.m. with a special event at 9 p.m. and it's all family friendly. So please come and enjoy yourself at the big party.
Should I be nervous?
Yeah.
Very,
Yes.
very nervous. So this is.
Did you tell him about the dust tank he had to sit in?
Yeah. But it's not water, it's hot sauce. All right.
He might need to get his eyes checked after that.
I know.
It's gonna be burning, he'll be out crying.
All right, so on to the assistant manager's report, and this is also his last assistant manager's report.
Bittersweet in itself.
Uh-huh.
All right, so just a quick thing. Ken's retirement party is May 9th. It is at the Activity Center. It, both indoor and outdoor, will have a tent erected. It is being catered by Psalm, so there's gonna be some finger foods and hors d'oeuvres upstairs in the Activity Center, and then also the full cater line of sandwiches and a full meal at their tent right below the deck. So it's rain or shine. We have the tent. The tent has sides if there happens to be any rain, but it's going to be a beautiful day, of course. In addition to that, we'll have some desserts and music. So it starts at 4. It's just like an open house. Come when you can. But at 6 o'clock is when I'll say some of the events kicked off. We'll have some toast, some presentations. Any opportunity we have to embarrass Ken publicly, we'll do that. There will be a cash bar as well. But then that'll last until 8 o'clock. Not that the toasts aren't going to take that long, but that way if anybody needs to come late. And then a little bit of an after party, I'll say. But at 9 o'clock, that'll be a fun family surprise. I think everybody will really, really enjoy it. It will be a quite fun event, so please make it.
Family surprise?
It will be a family-friendly surprise.
I'm trying to think what my family had to do with it.
No, yeah.
Nothing.
So there's that.
I don't think.
It could be anything, you don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're involved. So,
Might be in cahoots.
all right, on to, I guess, more operational things. Is online payment is live and well. That is up and running. When we first started that, we know there was a need, but we didn't really, it was hard to guess how often or how much we would get. But to date, we've received over 220 payments with our online payment option, which is fantastic. We know it's important for property owners, allowing that flexibility to pay. You can pay in your pajamas, when you want to pay, anything like that. So it's been very successful. Now that said, payments can still be made in person at the POA office. They can be mailed in. They could be put in the night drop box, or you can call in and make payments with a credit card or debit card as well. Next would be the buoys. Ken made a hilarious post, about when we were positioning the buoys this past week, but it's still ongoing. There's a ton of buoys out there. Just a quick reminder of kind of how that works is we place buoys 75 feet from the shore, and not from the edge of a dock or anything, but from the actual shoreline. And we try to do it on property lines or in between properties, so we're not putting any sort of congestion around somebody's dock. And then also, as you come around on a boat, we try to take into consideration, is somebody going to start weaving well into that 75? So we might place it a little bit farther out if need be, but it's typically that's the situation. If you see a buoy that's been broken off, just call the office and let us know. We use pretty good chain and stainless steel hardware, but they still wear and the ice drags them. So if you see something, if you could contain it somehow, that'd be super beneficial. If not, that's fine too. We'll recover them no matter what. And then also the swim buoys have been installed on all the swimming marker lines. So we had that warm weekend in March and people were swimming already. It blew my mind. I love it. I love seeing, but I was not expecting it. So when you're out there boating, just be very conscious of that. Yeah. I don't know what the water temperature is.
It's 57.
57, yeah.
We skied on Sunday.
Thanks, but no thanks. And that is it for me.
Cold plunge. Almost.
All right, thank you. Then on to old business A, 94 Patriots Landing variance. Linda, if you want to give us a little outline.
So today's variance is over the chain link fence. I think we've all had our homework and know what's going on here, so I think it's just time to vote.
Yes, so essentially, right now, we're voting only on the fence variance. I think there's a lot of questions regarding the dirt work that was hauled in, but as far as at this point, right now, we're just voting on the variance. I don't know if the board has anything they want to contribute, or if anybody has a motion or anything to discuss. I guess we'd be open to talk amongst the board first if there's anything. Otherwise, if anybody has a motion regarding.
What was the variance height on the fence?
What's that?
What was the height of the fence again?
4 foot?
4 foot.
The question is the reason for the variance was based upon original grade to now that increased height, which caused the need for the variance.
But if it's, I'm just asking, because we've talked in circles and miles on this. But if he's at 4 feet, I'm just asking, because there's been a lot of measurements thrown around. But on the stuff we read, if he has 4 feet, would he still be below 6 total feet of above original grade? Like, would his grade difference because of the 9 inches?
I don't think that was actually ever presented to us because there's so many discrepancies as to what the grade is and was versus the engineer's report compared to Benny and Ken's measurements. So I don't think there's an actual answer to that, to be honest.
Okay, I was just asking because I didn't know if he had brought the fence down to 4 feet, if that would, from original grade, would he be under 6 feet, which if you put up a privacy fence, or I'm sorry, a shadow box fence in the next door neighbor's lot, they would be at similar height. I'm
Right.
just curious if that, I was wondering if he
I
was doing
think that was my comment in some of our discussions, that it
Right.
could be, but I don't know if we know the answer to that.
Okay.
I think there's a lot up in the air, still in dispute as far as what the grade is and if that needs to be changed based on A&E rules, to be cohesive with the neighbor. I know the neighbor's still having continued issues. I don't think that's solved yet, and that's not something that we're solving as the board.
Correct.
So based on that, I don't even know if we're at a point where we can approve any variance. I don't know what the original grade is. I don't know what the height of the fence is gonna be. And I don't know if it would be appropriate to even vote or to allow that to move forward until everything with the grade and the dirt and the water is solved with the neighbor. Because we want everybody to get along, we want the neighbors to be happy, we want the rules to be followed. I don't think anybody's opposed to a fence
Right,
when it's the right time.
exactly. I'll make a motion to deny.
I'll second it.
All in favor of denying the variance at this time?
Aye.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'm just abstaining.
Anyone in favor of approving?
I agree.
Right, so the variance at this point is denied. That doesn't mean they can't come back, and I would encourage that, but they need to solve the issues with the dirt, with the board, or not with the board, with the property managers and the neighbor. Once that's fixed,
I have a couple comments.
sure.
Mr. Sandusky's gone through a lot of work to get people to prove that they've done what they're supposed to do, leveling off the dirt. And what if he brought 20 truckloads in? Would we still be telling him no versus the 40? You know what I mean? Like, he was never told an amount. He was never told he couldn't bring the dirt in.
But I don't think that's what we're here.
Well, I know, but I mean, the fence, if it's a chain link fence of 4 feet and maybe he's 2 feet above his neighbor, so he's within a 6-foot thing, if someone builds a 6-foot shadow box next to him, the neighbor next door to him is gonna have flooding no matter what he did, dirt or not. I could see how low that was. So I think if he was saying he's gonna plant grass and keep the water flow and mud and whatever from going to his neighbor's yard, I've been out there. So if I was Mr. Sandusky and I was going through all this and I had 18 people or so testify that they've done what they're supposed to do, and he wants to build a garage and that dirt's gotta be level, and how many lots have we seen drastically change because maybe someone's building a house on a hill and the driveway had to be leveled out a little bit so it wouldn't be straight up the hill. I don't know, and again, I'm a newbie, but I'm in vote in favor of Mr. Sandusky.
The only reason I'm abstaining is because I don't feel like I have a clear picture of what I would be voting on or against.
I don't think we even have an answer as to the true fence height.
I just want to reiterate kind of what Alyssa said. It's not double jeopardy. Like, okay, he can come back and ask for a fence again and again and again. So it's not like it's final, okay? But a yes vote would be. So I'm in favor of denying it until we get further along with other aspects of the issue. So, yeah.
Yeah, this is not the end. Go ahead, sorry. Carolyn.
Well, I think it's important to note too that, you know, what the law in the history of variances is that, you know, you have to really show a hardship due to the peculiar nature of the property that we're talking about. So this isn't, I just want those listening in that this isn't sort of a, you know, fluid kind of willy-nilly decision. There's a standard of review here, and the burden is on the property owner to prove that the variance is needed because of a hardship. And it is on that basis that I have voted no. And I agree with all the other points. There are, you know, this isn't a one and done. There's a way to come back and and discuss, but I just think it's important for everyone to understand that there's a standard here that we're looking at.
You bring up a really good point that it's not the board's burden either. That the property owner should present all the evidence to the board to make this decision. And I don't even think we have true, I guess, measurements to know what that would be at this point. I think we have conflicting evidence. But thank you.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. And neighbors' opinions are considered in these situations. If you go to the county, neighbors are considered and the style and aesthetics of the neighborhood. So those are all issues that we're looking at.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments? Yeah, I encourage everybody to come back. I mean, I encourage the property owners to work something out with the property management team and the neighbors. And then I think everybody can come up with some amicable resolution that doesn't unjustly affect the neighbors and falls within the scope of our rules. Okay.
So, well, so I'm gonna comment more.
No.
Do you guys, he wants to build a garage on that, right?
Oh,
On
we don't
that-
have any of that, that's
Okay,
not brought.
let me ask you, if he brought in a couple truckloads of dirt to raise his property 2 inches, like 2 inches only, all the way front to back, would we have this discussion right now? Would it be an issue? Because 2 inches
It
of
wouldn't
dirt,
be in front of us. This wouldn't be the board's, that wouldn't be something brought to the board.
could be an A&E thing.
Right. I don't think the board's even deciding anything on the dirt issue. That's not in front of us, never has
Right.
been. But what is in front of us is the fence height. And I think with the ongoing question that is yet to be resolved with the neighbors, that coincides with our A&E rules and the covenants, certain ones that were pointed out to us and that we've reviewed, I think that is still in dispute with the property managers. So that's not in front of us, that's not our decision. Anybody agree, disagree, or, I mean, no comment? All right, so at this point, that needs to be addressed with the property managers.
So it was 6-2 denied, one
Yes,
abstain.
yes. Then we have new business A, 55 Mill Springs variance.
Dan, you have your paperwork in front of you, 55 Mill Springs, they would like to add on an addition to the garage. With that, this was denied by the A&E due to, it's within the 30 feet, so I think it's, instead of 30 feet, it would be 21.6 feet. And then that's in front of the garage, and then at the side, it would be 4.6, which we asked for 8 feet setback. So this was, again, why we're here for a variance. You have a packet here if you want to look. I know he's got some letters from the current neighbors he has that said okay, but if you look back here on the front view of the existing roof versus the proposed roof, it's almost another story they're adding on. If you have any questions, feel free.
What was Putnam County's response to the two different setback issues?
I think what they said was if we are okay with it, they are okay with it.
I struggle with that because
Right.
we have a rule, they have a rule, and then we're gonna say, okay, yeah, sure. I really struggle.
Right.
I think, if you have grandchildren or children and they're that close to the road, even though it's a cul-de-sac, you still have a lot of traffic in and out of our neighborhoods. We live in a little cul-de-sac as well, and we have a lot of traffic just people just looking around. You gotta take that into consideration.
As Carolyn said in the last discussion, the variances, are evaluated based on the peculiar nature of the property. That would be a reason to approve. That in consideration, my feelings are, I wouldn't have an issue with the front part, because I think the cutout of the property is a peculiar nature of the property. However, I do have some concerns over encroaching into the easement on the side.
Yeah.
That's my concern as well, Alyssa.
I don't think we've been presented any evidence from emergency services whether or not that would affect response or has any effect on either emergency services, or if they feel like that could be a fire hazard with a building that could be built next door, or however that's done.
Plus 2 stories.
Plus
Fire
two.
hazard wise, if you get a fire in the upstairs.
Right,
Might be a risk.
right.
It actually looks like more than about a half a story taller.
Yeah.
Half, oh yeah, because it's cut in.
They could build this as long as they kept it out of the 4.5 feet.
I would approve that, or I would vote to approve the variance to have the shorter distance to the road in the cul-de-sac because of the cutout, that nature, but I don't agree with encroaching on the easement on the side.
I agree. Because we've made people move foundations for garages and just make their garages smaller because they were too close to the line.
I think the way the property is cut out, I think that does make things difficult. We all know those lots are shaped very strangely. And I don't think that would have any detrimental effect, but I worry about the easement for multiple reasons.
And they wouldn't lose.
Yeah, I think that could be problematic too in the future for, ensuring title and getting, encroaching on an easement is never is rarely a good idea, let's put it that way.
So when they are contacted and if you all vote to deny it because of it being in the easement, if they adjusted it to straighten it out a little bit more and keep it on the line of the easement, but it's still too close to the road, would you guys approve that?
I would vote to approve
Yeah.
that. So
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I
if we
would
can-
as well.
Updated plans, updated drawings, if we could see the updated drawings, yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure.
I just think they need to know that.
Mhm.
Right. Does anyone have a motion?
So basically just moving that.
So we make a motion to deny.
Second.
All in favor of denying this variance?
Aye.
All in favor of approving? One. Anyone abstain?
I abstain.
Okay, Rick's abstaining. So that's denied. They can come back too and ask for another.
Absolutely.
Okay, so on to new business B.
All this is that I'm requesting is, and this is gonna help Benny out once I'm gone, there's gonna be certain companies that's gonna ask for documentation to remove me from any kind of letterhead or, just to remove me from signing and that kind of stuff. So, like the bank will ask for documents of the minutes of the meeting that you guys have approved for Benny to remove my name. So, that's all I'm asking.
So, anybody have a motion?
Motion accept.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
We're fine without them, they did enough.
Oh,
All right, that's approved. I'm kind of sad, Ken.
nah, that's all right.
All right.
I'll still be around.
Don't take that personally, Benny.
I understand, I'm
You're
sad.
working your way in.
We had a good time.
Yeah. Okay, so open forum. Anyone for the open forum? Numero uno.
Tom Novak, 25 Mill Springs. I'd just like to remind everybody that May is approaching very fast, and we have our spring blood drive on May 28th. And there's, for our home viewers, there's a video or a handout that should be displayed on your screen. May 28th, 1 to 6 p.m. downstairs here in the clubhouse. And if you want to register, you could register on the Red Cross Blood Drive website, which is www.redcrossblood, all one word, .org, or you could call Marianne Novak at 765-386-2077. And there is a need for blood. So we'd love to see you out on the 28th of May. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Tom, how late does it go? Because I have to come around.
1 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Thank you. Anyone else? You were first, and then they.
Chris Daigle, 145 Patriots Landing. I just want to tell Ken, thanks. And I've known you a long time. Like you helped, or I helped you push a dead car that got a DUI when we went to Dubai. Dates back. But I appreciate everything you've done, and your wife's awesome as hell, obviously. She is my son. So I wish you the best, and if you move south and sell your place, I won't doubt you one bit.
Yeah, I'm sticking around.
Thanks, Chris.
John Sandusky, 97 Patriots Landing. What exactly are the violations, covenants that we're in violation of with this property?
Did you, I can pull.
You have-
Okay.
And then even at that ad, how are we discounting an actual engineer, all of his surveys and findings?
Okay,
What-
so-
Where does that not come into play compared to?
I'll just let you know what the questions are right now. And
And to top that off, engineering being discounted, highway department being discounted, and Putnam County planning and zoning being
I don't
all
think anything's
disregarded.
being discounted. I think everything's being taken in consideration equally. The issue right now is that's not in front of us. Our issue right now, what's in front of us is the fence and the fence alone. And with the information provided to us by all of those different sources, I don't think we can give an answer. Not only because we don't have an exact measurement of what the fence height is going to be.
Says in the engineering report.
No, that has nothing to do with the final fence height. There's discrepancies between the engineer's report, between photographs, between testimony of the neighbors. So while I agree that the engineer's report is thorough and accurate based upon the measurements in 2018 LiDAR to today's date, or whenever that was recently done, I don't think that's an accurate assessment of what is actually happening at that property more recently. So I think the measurements are absolutely accurate. I do not contest him based on 2018 to 2026. However, when you look at the photographs and when you talk to the neighbors and when I talk to the property managers, there's some discrepancy there because it cannot be solely accurate. There had to have some difference in the dirt between 2018 and more recently, because there's measurements with Ken and Benny that are much higher than the 9 inches.
And
So we are not making a decision because we don't have an answer. So we're putting that back to you, we're putting that back to the neighbors, we're putting that back to the property managers for you guys to come up with a resolution amongst yourselves, because that's what good neighbors do. We're taking the board out of this. This is not our decision to make. Because there's nothing in front of us.
A civil engineer.
That's
and-
one piece
with-
of
with
evidence.
Two dudes with a ruler and a picture.
That's one piece of evidence, but the pictures and what's actually happening,
Okay.
shows a different story. So I'm not discounting what he did and his measurements, but I don't think it's a full picture. I don't think it's the full picture.
So if we remove some of the dirt to make sure everybody is agreed that it will be under 6 feet, would that be good enough?
If you and the property managers and the neighbors are happy, we're thrilled.
The neighbor apparently is not going to be happy no matter what we do.
I think they're willing to compromise. I think you're willing to compromise, and I think the board, or the property managers are willing to facilitate that. They don't want additional water on their property that clearly is
So when
happening.
you take out our dirt and spill back additional 1,000 square feet.
I'm not gonna argue back and
That's a
forth.
direct violation already. I mean, we have no violation of any rule or covenant.
I'll read to you. I'm gonna oblige you this. I'm gonna read a few things to you, and then that's gonna be it. I don't wanna argue back and forth over this when this isn't a board decision. Let's see what date he sent this. Yeah, okay. I'll keep pulling up in the meantime. Maybe this one. Okay, here we go. Okay, according to the restrictive covenants, plans submitted by homeowners to A&E must show the nature of any change, addition, or altercation. Also, that a fence or any other structure will be approved pending the harmony in external design and location in relation to surrounding structures and topography by the board of directors. Then within the actual A&E rules, it states, improvements applied for by property owners seeking approval by the A&E committee or board of directors on appeal are to maintain the harmony of the community. The term harmony is subject to interpretation. The judgment of the A&E committee will determine the test of harmony. Improvements are to be consistent in material and design with the owner's property, neighboring property, and that of the community in general. The judgment of the board of directors is the final determination of the term reasonable. The plans, drawings, documentation, etc. that accompany this application for a Heritage Lake HLPOA compliance form are a true and accurate representation of what we intend to build. The foundation, grade, landscaping, or any changes in the topography of the lots will not cause drainage of water from our lots onto an adjoining lot. So that's the basis. We are not determining anything, that's just the basis. So we're pushing this back to be worked out between you, and you guys. So we're not here voting on anything but the variance on the fence. And if you present us actual numbers after you come to a resolution, we will gladly approve your fence. Or you may not even need to come to us. I'm hoping you don't even need to come to us, that you're within that 6 feet. It sounds like you will be great. Then you won't even be here.
Since the neighbor is here, can we ask what they want so we can?
Yeah, as soon as the meeting's done, I don't feel like we want to record this. But after, I'm sure they would be willing to have a little chat with you.
In the past, when we've tried to text, we've asked, it just went straight to you guys and it went straight to your attorneys.
Okay.
No
well-
text back, no nothing, when we try to work it out, and then your attorneys told us not to contact the neighbors.
Right, but we kind of walked it back and we're trying to come together to have a cohesive resolution. We're checking the boxes we have to check. Variance, we can't do that right now. But if everybody can come to a great resolution, we will be thrilled. Okay? Anybody else?
Yeah. 8-man cell, 622 Mill Springs. I would like to get some clarification on the sidewalks or walking paths down by the marina and Psalms Haven. Are they meant for pedestrian traffic only? And if so, could we get that clearly marked? And if not, can we pass a rule because safety concerns kind of validate it?
I don't think there's an actual rule on that, but there's been discussion that they should be marked as pedestrian only. And I believe that's the intent moving forward. one way or another, either with marked signs or actual rules in the lake committee book. But I think if we just post signs, I think that's the intent moving forward, that it be pedestrian only.
Are you talking about the boardwalks?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've walked out there twice and almost been clipped twice in the 3 years I've been going there. First was a kid on a bike, the second was a gentleman on a e-bike. And there's no valid reason for, with the traffic in and out of that
I agree.
place.
I agree. I think some signage is the first step.
I think we all agree with that.
Anyone else? And thanks for bringing that up. It's definitely on the list. Important. Anyone else? All right, motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Hi.
Ken- Oh, thank you.
Hi, Carolyn.
I know she always pipes in.
Hi.
Hi and bye. Thank you for.